Hello everybody, Matt DeCoursey here for yet another, I don't even know what we're going to call it. So these last few days I've been traveling with Humphreys, doing a few things here and there, and ran into a pretty pleasant surprise over these last few days. Meet some of the members of Aqueous.
Yep.
Yes,
you got
that's
it.
correct. Hey.
I was coached ahead of time.
You got the lowdown.
You guys want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Dave from Aqueous. I do guitar and keyboards, and I sing.
And I'm Rob, play drums for Aqueous. Sometimes I sing.
And we want to
Occasional singer.
point out that musicians or drummers are musicians.
Mm-hmm.
So
And not just people that hang out.
Yeah,
They
they're
hang
not just
out.
people that hang out with musicians.
how many lead singers does it take to screw in a light bulb?
It's a good question.
I don't know.
Just one. He's got to hold the light bulb and wait for the world to revolve around.
I like it.
You know, there's a lot of different ways that could go, so I just kind of wanted to see which one you were going to take.
I've got a lot of those, but I'm going to save them. You guys didn't think you were going to get jokes, did you? So, guys, tell me about your band.
I mean, we're from Buffalo, New York. We've been at it since about 2007, which is when we started, when we were all in high school still. And Rob joined about a year and a half
Just
ago.
over a year and a
And
half
he's
ago,
from
yeah.
Cincinnati, and ever since then,
513.
yeah,
Represent.
ever since then we've kicked it into high gear.
I used
And
to
he's
live
been a
in,
great addition.
I used to live in Indianapolis and familiar with Cincy.
Yeah,
So,
with
what's that,
Cincy.
Who Day?
Yep, Who Day.
Yeah.
You guys are talking Ohio. I don't know.
I once went to Monday Night Raw
Wow.
in Cincinnati.
US Bank Arena?
Yes.
Yep.
And I remember how narrow the corridors were, and it sucked. 'Cause it took
Yeah.
me like an hour. It took me just as long to get out of the damn building as it did to
I'm
like
sure.
actually watch
Yeah.
wrestling.
Saw my first Fish show at US Bank Arena.
I saw them there too. So yeah. So anyway, you guys are doing some shows with Humphreys. How's that
Yes.
treating you?
Great. I mean, we've been huge fans of the band just, ever since kind of we started playing music. So being able to play some gigs with them has been, dream come true for us. And it's just, I think it's a cool pairing of music. And
Are these the first shows you played with them?
we played once with them a few years back in Buffalo for one of the outdoor concert series that they had. And then we did, what were the other ones that we did with them?
We did New York City, Raleigh.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we just did Raleigh. Right before
Did
Peach Fest.
Stone Pony.
Stone Pony, yeah. And then we're doing these
these
two pageant shows here in St. Louis, and then we had just come from, it was
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
That's
See,
where I'm
see how
from.
quickly
Yeah,
I forget
yeah.
where I just was.
It's okay. I love Kansas City, but we are forgettable.
I don't
So-
know. It's
no,
yeah,
I think
Don't
Kansas
put that on
City's a really
yourself.
cool city.
I do
Really
too,
cool
and
city.
I can't live without the barbecue for too long. So.
It's good.
It has
Yeah.
to be hard to live there because you're walking around and it just smells really good all the time.
Oh,
the
that's
time.
what makes it.
I just wanna
That's what
eat
makes
constantly.
me able to live there, and you don't grow this big without eating every time you get hungry. So, well, all right. So let's chat a little bit about this because I've been profiling Humphreys as a business,
Mhm.
and here's the thing is like music is beautiful and it's pure, but at the same time, if you want to make a career out of it, you have to embrace some of the business
Oh,
side
yeah,
of
it's
things.
definitely.
And I think that those guys are top notch at that. What do you guys
Absolutely.
think about
They-
that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're
agree.
one of the most professional, tight knit units that you'll ever come across.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, pretty much across the
and,
board.
even to elaborate on
Really, any
getting
kind
the
of
opportunity
they've
to play
hit
with
that
them.
in any kind of business.
Yeah.
Like they are that well
Yeah,
rounded.
yeah, and
Mhm,
it's
absolutely.
really impressive to watch, and it gives us an opportunity to really learn from somebody who knows how to run their
Mhm.
not just be amazing at playing music, but also have the other side of it in their business be locked
Right.
down so tight, and
Exactly.
just it's really an honor to get to work with them. because
What
we
are
get
a
that
couple?
opportunity to learn.
What are a couple things you picked up?
I mean, just like how organized the crew
Mhm,
is,
mhm.
that's definitely something that's huge, and just how they, we've done this for a while, but just like how they always are changing the set lists from where they go from town to town, and not repeating things, and
Mhm.
I don't know what else have you we've picked up.
Just everything.
Exactly, that's what I'm trying to think of, like
It's-
specific things.
I
It's
mean,
just to like watch how they just do the whole thing of just they rehearse in the green rooms and just and all.
Yeah,
Of,
like
It's
they're
a
always
well-oiled
they're always
machine.
constantly working on their craft as musicians, and
Exactly.
the crew, the people who work in the back, behind the scenes, are also
Yeah.
constantly working on their
Exactly.
craft, trying to making sure that things can, if there's something that can be improved, they will, and they'll find a way to do
Exactly.
it,
It's,
which is so impressive.
I rode to St. Louis. Joel rode with me,
Cool.
and we were talking the whole time about all this stuff. And the thing that kept coming up was consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And Jake even said that when I talked to him earlier today. Consistency, and can like everything but the actual music on night A be the same, and then night B set changes, but everything else has to be consistent.
Exactly.
And how difficult that is to do in a different town every night with different people around you in a different venue, and
It's tough, absolutely.
And God forbid all the things that can go wrong in between there and
that's
there.
what's
So-
nice to have, like that well-oiled machine, that crew that, like, if something does go wrong, it can be fixed quickly.
Right.
And you can adapt to, like, the different rooms, different cities, and all of that.
And there's a comfort to it too,
Oh,
because when you
it's
know
huge.
that the people that are making your show happen are super consistent, you don't have to worry about that.
Exactly.
Right?
Like when
You know that, like, having that right person in place, they're going to take care of whatever it is.
When we started this year with our new front of house guy Ryan, who you just met, doing sound and lights, it was just such a comfort. Like he was saying, just knowing
Does he
that
do
what's
more
going.
than one thing?
He does sound and lights.
And tour manager.
Oh, actually, if you want to keep the list, he does like everything.
Well,
Really.
that's why I asked, because
He's
that's
everything.
what, you know, and what Joel and I are working on, you know, that's what we're talking about, because we're trying to establish the natural progression from, you know, you have interest in becoming a musician, then you make the decision to go for it, and then you have to define where you're going to go. Am I a solo act, or am I a band? And then you have to start building people around you, and like, you have limited resources, much like a startup or a new business.
Yeah.
So having that Swiss Army knife kind of guy is a pretty important, and that was one of the qualities he was talking about, was like, don't hire one-dimensional people early.
Exactly.
That's a problem.
Right.
So you guys have found that to be really helpful?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So with your growth pattern and where you guys are going with music, I mean, is Humphreys the blueprint?
I mean, you can definitely learn a lot from that.
Operationally, not musically.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, there's so much to learn. Basically, like all the things that we had said. It's a great path to follow, and any band that's up and coming, you know, can learn a lot from just the way that they operate, and just all the things you can see.
What are your guys' influences as musicians? Like, who do you listen to when you're not playing?
I know. I feel like every week that answer would probably change.
That's okay. What were the last couple then?
Exactly. So like when we started, like at least when I started, you know, all like the classic rock stuff, Beatles, Jimi Hendrix, all that jazz. Listen to what recently? Maybe a lot of on Radiohead. We listened to ELO.
Sure.
I just started listening to.
Hey,
some
I'm
of that
old,
stuff.
man. That's like not that far in front of my.
Yeah, I just like go through like randomly. I never listened to like was it Wayne Krantz, amazing guitar player. I just started listening to some of his stuff, or like Eric Johnson, just like across the board. Just like you can always pull some influences from different people.
Sure.
Especially like as a guitar player, like just pick up some different licks here, and then kind of like keeps you inspired to want to keep playing.
How many guitar players lead guitarists does it take to screw in a light bulb?
I don't know how many.
9. 1 to screw it in, and 8 to say, I could have done that better. So what about your musical influences?
Like David said, it changes, you know,
Every
week. But
what's
recently,
recent?
I've been digging into like a lot of like psychedelic pop, like Apples in Stereo.
A lot of people I've never heard of.
Yeah, there's this dude Matt DeMarco that I've been listening to a lot, and like I like found him on.
He's kind of odd too.
I love it. I love it, dude. I love the oddball like artist stuff though.
Yeah.
But like his vibe, his sound is just, I don't know. It hits me. So I really enjoy that guy. And I think on the way to Kansas City, I was driving. I listened to the entire discography while everybody else was asleep.
Nice.
Usually I'll fall asleep.
I had to do all my research. Well, I got to dive into this catalog if I'm
Yeah.
Here's an interesting fact. So I used to work for Roland.
Yeah.
And do you know that Roland, by volume, is the largest drum manufacturer in the world?
Really?
Isn't that crazy?
I had no idea.
didn't know
It's
that.
because of the V drums.
Yeah.
They're expensive.
Yeah.
So, you know, $5,000 is like
Yeah.
25 like starter kits.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a weird fact that I picked up when I was working with them that I always thought was
Yeah.
odd. And it's growing too. Have you used their V drums?
I used to have a V drum kit in my for apartment practice.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. My neighbors downstairs hated it because I had my foot pedal going. Like, are you boxing upstairs? What are you doing
is
up there? I
this
was like,
guy
no, I'm
doing?
just playing drums. Like, you're
The-
playing drums
The
upstairs?
the V drums were the greatest invention
Yeah.
ever for parenting.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think if I was really upset with my wife, I would buy my son a drum set.
Yeah.
He's only 9 months old, but still, you know, I'm just saying, like,
It's never too early to
Yeah.
start.
Yeah, I get it.
It's never too early to
yeah.
start pissing your wife off.
Exactly.
My wife's a saint. She's got to be married to me, which is probably not an easy task. So, yeah. Well, tell me one thing that you guys want to see your band do in the next 5 years, and then we'll let you get back to work.
playing Red Rocks would be pretty cool.
Okay.
I think that's probably the dream venue. I think. Other than I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, dream venue definitely like Red Rocks, like any big place that's legendary would be tight. But I just want to keep seeing us grow.
Yeah.
And you know, like the cool thing is like that, you know, we meet people, we talk to people,
Yeah.
and like we create relationships at the same time.
Mhm.
You know, we're working, but also we're creating these really cool relationships, and that's, you know, the baby steps to a lot of growth too.
Mhm.
When you meet people and you care about people, there's this interaction between, you know, the crowd and the musician that, you know, you start to bond together.
Yeah.
You care about each other, and like you feed
yeah.
off of each other.
Well, I
So-
told you that too. Like, I don't just walk up to people and be like, "Hey, I thought you guys were great." Like, I'm actually really picky
Mhm.
about that.
Yeah.
So, like, you guys really stood out to me, and whoever's watching this, check these guys out. They're pretty good, and I think they're getting better.
Thank
So.
you.
At least they did from one night to the next. So anyway,
That's the goal.
thanks for the time. Check out their band, and I'm going to put some clips in of them playing. I think you'll really like what you see.